Alatafu, about bullshit to sing. Men there, it is running in the news. The Alatafu, Nigeria, I'm the Nigeria and Ghana. Ghana, yeah, try there. Already the debate is running. There, we are using L1 to train Henoma Framanu in basic school. L1 means the child's first language. It could be the immediate language of the community or the mother tongue. When was the FM training from and why a debate? My videos. And on us with the training towards 2026, what we are going to do in claiming the African mind. Kind of debate yemwe. Yes, in the Nigeria for all that so. They have reversed a certain language policy immediately, effective immediately. One of the son and governor will use one L1, no what the child will basic school, class 1 to 3. After 3 years of testing the policy, we're reversing quickly back to English from more dangerous period was started from preschool. Preschooler straight to university. The child basically no. After I started the Obusians and I was a professor, was a bachelor. Don't know why. Educational minister. No reason I in there. Damn, you will use one casa, one mother tongue, another one L1 without child. What destroy the foundation of education? Ha! A friend of mother tongue that was the China at school what destroy the foundation of education in Nigeria. Man, what's on committee room? Because I am into literacy. I mean, literacy is the foundation of education. And to say, Minister Nakade using L1 to teach the kid. What destroy the foundation of education? But actually, on literacy in L1, on the why then? What destroy foundation of education? We use L1 now. Literacy is not possible. So we use a friendly language. The minister of our church, a friendly language, no matter tongue, we use what the China has. Why destroy literacy? Ha! Yeah, I mean, could see anyone. Baby, the man. What do you know? I'm because I have passed through the education system, and I didn't really like how the whole thing was. I didn't really like it because some of them were share whatever that they wanted to teach us. So yeah, serious, and if they are intentional about it, we don't need to spend how many years in school. It's not so difficult like that. Madam, it's difficult, which is not the case. Subjects baby are watching in school only difficult. I mean, when I discovered that in the movie food teachers baby, subjects are what they change only difficult. But how I watch systems in place on one might not difficult, but for one might try difficult. Because I mean, I'm going to mentality. So for the minister to say that thing, I'm be alatafu. Ebe alatafu. Oye, asam koso asan so kere. So first one is why destroy literacy. Nti o fantina as a child no. O fantina ilusian to woman. Obese literacy. One, what is literacy? Literacy word underline. A whole minister or a doctor. A whole minister. Educational director. Other educational director minister. I don't know a minister, no educational director, no more but no more. But only the charge. To say that. No, what is literacy? What is literacy? And the literacy nature there, honor to honor the mind, you know, what go school? Or a leader, government appointee. We're not education, or it's literacy, what school when you literacy. UNESCO, one report, another one research, aside UNESCO, a lot of people, agencies, why a report, why research, why my art as they want. if you really want a child to understand what you are teaching, I think the child from the final language, literacy in the language. All these international bodies, one research now, other ways, why sounds who are pilot too? How direct it destroys the foundation of education. Massa. It destroys the foundation of education then. So no can ni way research no can no infa. Colonial Hangover some na ya kana. Ideas ni na rooted in colonialism. They mean pe on lead o. Them of most of times almost no will lead the BB. They lead a charge. The monk of now, when I do now, colony, when I do has been colonizing, those are the people who have been leading the charge. Into one conquer people on Pambra. Home Minister. I was on coming here. One of the reasons, some absurd reasons, we don't have the funds, we don't have the money to fund 500 plus languages for Alatamanum Pure. Nigeria is the African giant by population. But they are not giants in other aspects because about Ghana are very giant in a lot of things, not Nigeria. But by population, Nigeria they are very giant by population. They dominate in the creative space, Nigeria. Very, very creative people. Population 137 point something million. According to them, one tribe in the world was rough. Until they have 500 plus languages. 500 plus languages. Until education ministers, they use schema. It will be training all those people in. You can't find all the 500 languages. And I kind of ask him, it makes sense. But a politician, all to Nigeria won't use 500 languages in their education. I think we use only 3 regional languages. 3 regional languages. It's actually 12. 12 non-over documentation the charge. But the regional ones are 3. Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. In the church of Nigeria, the probability that can house up, even if you watch us, and I don't mean you being in a very high. I don't know what kind of fee, what kind of communities. Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. And these are the people I'm also meaning as a Ghana. This meaning, but I can't mention them because what do you know? Very difficult to pronounce. But they are there, I will see and work. But the original ones were Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. What's in school? What is she adding? Into a 3, another 12 pay. As the minister, yet they find 500, and yet 500 in what charge was school. Or your main 12, even main 12 number 3, no original ones are what we use in school and Kasanga. The child announced back, which is some crazy woman. I'm a modern I had a paddy, I had a school. Because before we make it a statement, in a meeting, a conference, or a training be my British Council or baby. Wababa Fund was a £10 million be with our bishop. With the £10 million be about bishop, also we will support you. Colonial undertones. One person. I mean, authority to be when use English. Effective immediately, what they use. Effective immediately. I'm doing already a few people 500 plus languages. We don't have money to fund 500 plus languages. Meanwhile, in their classrooms, they are using only 3 or 12. Okay, anyway, nobody uses it. And so, about caption as an authority, Abakasa. To futu kunkofu you the man. About something okay. Because we are not ready for it. You don't have teachers who are trained to teach those hundreds of languages. Now 12 languages there were teachers teaching. Most are effective there has been improvement, 30% literacy improvement when they started using Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and the other languages now are a part of the 12. They saw 30% improvement. If you want when school be drop out or perform. What test just for 3 years, 3 years, they saw it. I don't know dropping. Or dropping, do you know what happened? They stopped the funding. Or stop the funding. The whole of Nigeria, why a budgeter, a giant like that, will allocate only 7% to education. 7% to education. A population of 237 point something million. They allocate budget for education 7%. As I'm looking at it, I catch them there to Fiasa. But about Africa, Ghana, no in Nigeria. In Ghana, Nigeria. Because more or happen with hassle. The same colonial master Yanni said. You allocate 7% a budget to education. Into what's the priority? That's a funding number. Now started on a dropper as a YNT. You can use Brofu. Brofu said, okay, training, a quick train. A quick train. While in the Nigerian form of Morty. Nigerian form of Morty, the dominant one in Morty. It was the new training. That means can I do quick training on Oyabati? And if you are only this year, sometimes when they may be well, on a colonial hangover. A colonial hangover. The pay in Africa so often a tampa ofra because I may am shams. Now, why the African continent today? All the states have to unite and sana a certain kind of improvement for the people. Why do we have to unite? But sometimes I am busy. After the independence for Ghana, why did he tie it to the collective independence of all the African states before our independence become meaningful? Why? Because Russia, when I was it's a country. China is a country. And those other way now ones what by top as global powers. They are countries. So why can't Ghana be separate? Why can't Ethiopia be separate? Why can't Angola be separate? Angola was other 12 million. Messi Angola 9. Come to Wamba. Angola my family come to one. There's a government only 12 million. What's there? Messi, Ballon d'Or, Messi, Guti. Chino Abba, Angola, Abba Boho. And so we feel that yes, we have done something for our independence. Colonial hangover. Mango Tima, Messi catch him there. Language, my mother tongue or my first language, the language of the immediate community. What the chairman doing here, midget to more ye, Mohun damn story, damn news. No, there's something wrong, so let me go deeper into it and pass more and a there has been public outcry. Linguistic community no about to call him out to the master because he's something in rough. Backward decisions. backward decisions. Now show 237 million and something million population Nigeria. No, damn number, no 11% no 11% no waka brofo fee. Na damn brofo no waka wo fee no ma. No 11% no just 1 to 2% be. No waka brofo people like brofo the year well you cannot identify them that they are Nigerians. Damn 11% na waka brofo fee no. En waka brofo fee no. Or urban centers Lagos Abuja. Oh no, in when we started we use English in one curriculum of school. It favors them. It's more like their reality. 81% of that population, that's 194 million people. 194 million people. They don't use English in their households. They don't use English in their communities. One camp before, Kasa Wakaya, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Nankano, Kasa Wakayan. At the policy, at the Baba sideline, 194 million. Over just 11%, is it 2 point something million? Like, how does this thing work? Elite for now, one lifestyle. Someone was young, Kenny, now, Snowbobia. Elite never. Middle class, never. Or feed us a meeting year 9 and Kenny, so when you're correct. Backward thinking. Colonial hangover no achichichimoina. Make this make sense. 237. 194. We use one local language with you. One function of another. No. But you're going to use Brofu. Brofu no, or the reality of just 11%, that's 2 point something million. Yeah, your Martin. In urban centers. Selected few, they are so important to you than the masses, the real Nigerians. Massa, I am too much for some of us. Say, what education is a one child for Konaka Don Kozama. Nanka, this minister will not be so, or education director, enjoying you so concerned with grades. What's there? Say, when she and Brofon Ashasana, I want to pass Wasi. Want to pass JAMB, JAMB. Or exams, national exams. Why 3? It's a NECO, why 3? Or exams no open the pass. Exams no what wrong in English. In the some from at one L1 at the children at the school. Assessment we use Brofu until we fail automatically, they will fail. Won't fail no one then. At the outside actually matter. Open exams no Monfa Brofu Monfantro, me fail big time that my baby. And we are not trying to call these things out too. Then you try you are pushing blame on the kids. Sometimes more from when I was there. Wa bon ina nya bon wa bon or systemic failure. Systemic failure. Doesn't do anything in the community. The person is burdened. When you systemic failure no yabati. When you systemic failure or yabati. This is the case. The timer, Her Excellency, Ghana Vice President, Dean Nana Opoku Ajima, Minister, Educational Minister. I think we introduce L1, L2. There, after one for Nukrum Kasa, the first language, one function from class 1 to class 3, from class 4, Zoko. GSS no one switch into English. Sharp switch. Tani L1, L2, policy na no Ghana. Tama Her Excellency Jane, Nano Pokwajiman, no, Minister of Education. How many years now? Now, Honorable Haruna Idusu is the Minister for Education. Oba and us there, when you compose you, the gun of Yenusian Yawano, Yampanche Yamoframadi. Now, the question is, if that policy, the L1, L2 policy now, Her Excellency, or Omo Institute, say, Oye Juma, Honorable Haruna Idusu wouldn't need to come and say, oh yeah, compulsory. Because 1 year Juma, it's not so a compulsory, one force no one year. I'll tell you why it didn't work. L1 at that time, what I have in maybe a tree, another fancy, what the fancy or the chair from another. Is I'm standing, sir, no, the before the assessing, every obey Juma, 1 year Juma. What do class 4 one switch, one for Fantin, one for and no move to bluff until was starting a chestnut punch of your befandamala. Because also a sharp contrast. Sharp. The switch is too sharp until they will drop. What drop education? What drop on academic performance? Into 1 year Juma, so the implementation was very poor. Only tell number on reduced was and why and whether be I need an NDCPLR. And this one, so it will be the same thing. If honorable consider or your compulsory, now say what the affair fancy what the genadi. Now we have an assessment what the prof what the assess now in Kadamadi one could compulsory point to you. Only use both now go baby. Only use both now for poor baby. Because you cannot teach me infancy and then assess me in English. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So when we are better, one massage situation, when you are better or better way there should be total overhauling. What's one from Fancy? If we assess me in Fancy, who is intelligent? Assess me in Fancy, who is intelligent? Tell me that more debate you look at the unless I see there, Fancy was one fan charge, Fancy was the assessment. Fine, I'm okay. But what you give me is Fancy Venture, we are keep times of assessment was the brothel. Master, it's a total failure, Mamma home, but over start to cry. Because we're the same thing, education minister for a California education minister in Nigeria, education minister or education director, all of a 1 year to me. Meanwhile, Okuma, also was wishy, one punch on I don't know, 1 year to it destroyed the foundation of education. Use destroyed the foundation of education. It destroyed literacy. What is literacy? Huh? Literacy natural or English? Another literacy in Hausa. English, another Hausa. As I'm not with me on French and because in Africa for a China to Hausa assessment and the brothel won't fail in 1 year. Will be fail. Maybe it has destroyed the foundation of no. It is not true. It is not true. Nigeria was against it. It is a backward decision. This is backward. This is backward. This is backward. Also to pass exams. To pass exams and get grades. Pass exams and get grades. I don't want my creativity and work action, I thought my work in creativity action because a lot of us we are very, very creative. One man hanging creativity in there about 20 muscle. If you the creativity, on in there about 20 muscle. But there are people who are very creative and talented. So we just brought if you are, but to my exam over true light or that to do. One true light in front of you. Pass exams. Do you want to build or you want to make grades? I can't afford. Oh, baby, what's the nanoman samampo? Nipa, no ye. That as I mean, Chassis. Nanoman samampo, nipa no ye. Humans, it is the human beings who created the evil forest. Human beings created the evil forest. Nanoman samampo. Which means that Impanazo can undo it. You can create evil forest, and you go to me and I'll destroy evil forest. And so when is for evil. Right now you are no more evil. Go away. What's now? I set a system, educational system. The BC, WASI, WASI, jump, Seneko. One was set standard. Maybe it served its purpose. I better not come on there. Oh yeah. What kind of? Oh yeah, national assessment. Since you are not able to use L1, it has to affect that one to them. Then yes, also. Yen Hausa, yen Igbo. So assessment, assess it in Hausa and at the Igbo. What's English only? And to look at where the director is coming from, they want to pass. They want to pass that English assessment, English only assessment. And because of that, understanding that should be priority. No one more family will school, no one drop out, no one improve on academic performance. Why then I'll compromise on that. And when I bada no brofi I want to want to create. Abada no brofi want to want to brofi one can ye. Brofi what kind of rough what to basa sangala one brofi putin. It's abada no brofi want to crumble. Man to brofi in chino. Man French don't systemize it. Don't systemize it. The money I patch. BC. How about not the BC? 1 to 1 yen assessment no 1 yen in the local languages. Actually, literacy in the language. For the same thing, because literacy is the foundation. I'm a literacy if you're more for the same thing from pass through the education. Was no. What do we happen? We use bro for the either son, no son of from another. And always no son or son a papa no job but down for me. A papa no sideline one, but down for one work because they can pass English. They can use English. I'm also the game system. You can more top papers because grade naturally, you know, grade. Yeah, page my. And if our energy maybe want to build, not necessarily passing, and are going to look for job to do it, we would destroy the entire education system. Yes, okay, but destroy him. Because I want to build, so by here, if I go, they will just give me offended certificate to go and look for job. But I want to build and employ people. That's drugstores. That's not go find hustle, get the money, come and build a employment of more about me. No, for away. Because the education was just an papa no we trade far but down for I Sedie. You can't say my to me. Agent Joe family. That of bullshit been a warrior. That and more can any agent. Data or a crisp with him the A. 2 fiasam. But what's supposed to say? Yin. And quite a baby, I should meet them more some. In case now, MBB war, social media, the kind of food they are trying to enforce L1 in our basic schools. Now, Nigeria first day, if you want to on yet into year 12 now, this is the nuances. These are the details. I don't know, waka jiska. Because they are calling him out. They are calling him out to them as I want something I cannot. But on no position or authority, by force I 1 year. And still, along funding or education for baby out. Along funding for baby out for profit year. Still, along funding for baby that money is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. 237 people. We 11% been working profit. Engineer education system to suit them. So that what was it? I'm when you do baby abridged in the international hey. It's never in a creating or in education subject no. Baby you if you're the Ghana for another Africa for any resources, we are not able to harness it into finished products. Into the it affects any economy and the raw materials and the export into it affects our economy. Who education is so go for the train the one country more abroad. If you are still the one show education system in there, Africa, give him. In with Africa for no, we are labor force for the Europeans. Now any task. Because I remember them way, no way. Different thing. No, but any economics na use anyone. Another social studies or civic, whatever that we are learning concerning the economy. Up and there, in education system na training na, mama when use as disadvantage. Mama when there a disadvantage. There, ABR, Africa, your resources, but we export only raw materials, and it is affecting our economy. Don't make it as a disadvantage. Make it part of the advantages. The African, our part to play is we are labor force. We produce raw materials for our profit. It's okay, so it's a good thing. Let's do that. Fish them. But then fish them in economy we are struggling because we are only exporting raw materials, including labor, human labor force for Europeans. Now it is a bad thing. Then try and work around it. Solve it. Because our education system in Ankasan has been made such a way that you also there control human approach. What's the area approach? So introducing this L1 is going to erode over that thing. Now as I'm reversing quickly. I'm on 10 million in Binti. That's what the fund already. In libraries, all the books there. All the books there, they are all European books. Until you see it is in the world view of the European, not in the world view of the African. Meanwhile, Africa Yanzama is different. If there's one thing I'm able to mark to see the difference, Africa black and white African Africa is black. Black people. It tells us that in the environment, everything that we do is totally different. Totally different. But you are teaching them in the worldview of the European. And it is in the language. I'm here now for over 150 years in the city. Say, one Fabro fan China, we won't be successful. It is not education. People have risen up against this thing. Done yet, so let's bogus it on one hand. I'm a confidence level or phone. No, I rise up, work as a Pan African. Why did they want activism? Finally, people are trying to rise up. Also, as a ornament, hey, the Colonial Hangover, I didn't want to so. Let me end this. What do you think? Education director. Nigeria Education Director. What do you think? I shall work at Discabi. No being posed at the onye alatafuna kasha don't go food. I don't consume another. If you don't walk at 9, I'm the mini yarding. Many yarding. Nigerian food could the ones who also was one in yard. But on a leading position. I'm feeling when you're Colonial Hangover. I'm feeling when you're Colonial Hangover. It was local read Pan-African books. Sometimes these things encourage Pan-African books in the encourage the African history in the now, things maybe I said, they be under my over used to what I destroy blacks. I say, maybe I said, yeah, I do not just leave it in the comment section. Please like, subscribe to this channel, support it because there are more videos. You want some kind.